All right, what's up, everybody? So, super excited to dive into episode 2 for Squid Game today. I actually watched the first episode yesterday, so yeah, man, so far so good, and I've been very excited to dive back in. I think that's, to me, sort of the comforting thing about it is that obviously, I knew that this series had a huge hype behind it, right? And I talked about that in the first episode already. But for me, you gotta understand that's not usually necessarily a guarantee that, oh, I'm gonna like this show as well, right? And that's the thing. I heard about the concept of it, and everybody was talking about, oh, yeah, it's this game people play where you can die, right? In real life. And I understood that that's what obviously got many people excited about it, and that's a huge enticing factor for it to become kind of a mainstream success, if that makes sense. But it's not, again, it wasn't the thing that made me go like, oh, I have to check this out, or I know I'm going to like this for sure, right? Not that I wrote it off either. I just wasn't sure if that meant I was going to like it. And I think that's the most notable thing to say about that first episode for me personally, is that it wasn't even necessarily the game part, which of course we ended on the last 20 or 30 minutes, that I liked the most about the episode. It was actually the character build-up, and I thought they did such a good job in the first half hour of like introducing us to that main character. And it was such an interesting guy, right? With how he was kind of behaving, and the fact that he never really seemed to have grown up in a certain way, and obviously was dealing with financial issues, and people he owed money to other people, who were like threatening him and stuff like that. And you really started to feel for his character. And yeah, in the beginning there, I was a little bit confused as well with whether I whether I just felt sorry for him or whether I found him even annoying in some way, and then that later kind of changed again. Dude, I really, really like the way they built up the show so far and how they established this character. And so that's actually my biggest wish from the show, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get that maybe in later seasons, but I would love to get backstory for him as well. And I would love for them to really dive into what made him to become this way. And again, I'm not sure if I should be expecting that. I think that from now on, he's in this place where they're holding these games and stuff, right? And of course, they've already been introducing us to other characters that are going to play a bigger role as well. The girl that he bumped into and the one former classmate, I think it was, of his. So again, I imagine we're diving more and more into these games, and that's fine with me. But I'm just saying that for maybe future seasons, or maybe, again, if it's going to happen still in this season, then I really hope that we do get some even more real character development there and stuff, because I love that especially about it. I thought they did a phenomenal job with that. So yeah, man, I'm excited to dive in, like I said, and I'd say we should just actually do that, right? But before I do that, let me quickly point out, of course, that if you like my reactions to Squid Game, you can already watch the next 3 episodes. So that's episode 3, 4, and 5 on my Patreon, which will be linked on top of the description. Over there, again, you can get those 3 episodes early access. You can also watch the full-length reactions if you want to watch the entire episodes along with me. These episodes are actually quite long. They're like an hour long so far. 1 and 2, I see, have been. So, yeah, it means there's actually... I noticed already that I have to cut quite a lot of stuff. So if you want to watch, again, the whole thing and get my full commentary on it, then you can check out the full-length reactions over there. But with that being said, let's dive into episode 2. Don't tell me this is where they're going to be burning the bodies of all the people who died. Oh my god. Yo. This is crazy. This is just fucked up, man. This is already... yeah. Whoa, somebody left? What the fuck? Oh my god, man. Wait, but I'm actually fascinated as to why that person was still alive. Was that person shot but just not killed? Is that it? Probably, right? So these people want to quit, but it was mentioned how they need a majority vote, right?
참가자 과반수가 동의를 하면 게임은 중단된다. 맞습니까?
맞습니다.
Kind of seems like they would have
그럼
actually be able to have a majority vote now, but I guess not.
그만두고 싶은 사람이 더 많으면 여기서 우리를 내보내 주는 겁니다.
여러분의 뜻에 따라 게임의 중단 여부를 투표하겠습니다.
Like, I can imagine if there's like 5 people left that there's not going to be a majority vote because people feel like they have a chance at winning. But now everybody seems rightfully very desperate still, right? So they didn't know what they got themselves into. Oh. So will this convince them? Like, again, I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't matter how much money they would show me, but against 200 other people, the chances are still way too slim. Then again, I guess these are all gamblers, so they aren't exactly used to making the right choices.
그럼 지금부터 투표를 시작하겠습니다. 여러분 앞을 보시면 두 개의 버튼이 있습니다. 게임의 속행을 원하시면 초록색 동그라미 버튼을, 중계를 원하시면 빨간색 X 버튼을 눌러주시면 됩니다.
Oh yeah, circle is like confirm. It's actually interesting that I keep calling him just our guy. I don't want to butcher his name, but he chose to quit. I guess he's more rational than a lot of people still in here. Figured. He doesn't even understand that. Probably gonna ask him later on why.
나머지 끝까지 해봅시다. 난 나가서 개처럼 살다 죽느니 여기서 뭐라도 해보다 죽을 겁니다.
이 새끼야. 죽으려면 너 혼자 죽어 이 새끼야. 다 끌어들이지 말고 이 새끼야. 지랄이야 이.
지금부터 민주적인 투표 절차를 방해하는 어떤 행위도 용납하지 않겠습니다.
How he says it too, yeah.
투표를
This democratic process. It is, in all honesty, but it's so fucked up.
마지막 투표자입니다. 1번.
Dude, he mentioned how he was gonna die soon, right? Yeah, he is gonna, obviously, tap green. Plus, he was really enjoying it. Yeah, that's a guaranteed green. Okay. I figured they were gonna surprise us in some way, but surely.
게임의 재개를 원하시면 언제든 게임을 다시 시작하겠습니다. 그럼 안녕히 돌아가십시오.
Wait, what? They're actually gonna be dropped back out? Okay, I love how they're pulling this complete twist on us.
사장님, 전화 있어요? 전화 한 번만 하고
I
싶어요.
wonder if any of them is now gonna start like informing the government about this or whatever, trying to get them to investigate, but they probably think it's way too ludicrous of a story or something to believe.
경찰관님, 지금 사태 심각성.
Oh, I guess I guessed that right as well. Nice.
그러니까 이 사람들이
Yep, of course.
수백 명을 운동장에 모아서 게임을 하라고 하고 총 막 쏴주겠다 그거죠?
예.
이게 한두 명.
I mean, surely they're gonna notice how there's like 200 people missing.
그 게임이 뭐라고?
No?
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다요.
Red light, green light.
무궁화꽃이 피었습니다.
예.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious, dude.
그래서 걸리면 총을 막 쏴주는 거예요?
몇 번이나 말합니까?
아, 피해자들이 우리 나가고 싶어요 했더니 살인자들이 그래요 나가세요라고 했다.
예.
거긴 처음에 왜 가신 건데요?
Like, I'm not gonna blame them. It sounds completely idiotic.
게임을 하면은 돈을 준다고 해서.
돈이요?
이게 그놈들이 준 명함이니까 여기로 전화해 보면 될 거 아니야.
He does actually have that. Oh, they're gonna get somebody completely different on the line now. Something's set up.
여보세요. 예, 그 아침부터 그 실례합니다. 죄송한데요. 그 혹시 게임 같은 거 할 수 있습니까?
게임이요?
예. 제가 게임을 좀 하거든요. 뭐든지 시켜만 주시면은 제가 열심히.
저기요. 너 뭐 하는 분이신데 아침부터
Yeah, of course.
소리세요? 게임을 하고 혼자 PC방에 가? 이 변태 새끼야!
I love how you can see it all coming from a mile away, but it's hilarious nonetheless.
잘못 눌러서 그런 거잖아. 이리지 마, 이리지 마, 이리지 마.
다 보세요.
엄마. 뭐야?
전원이 꺼져 있어. 음성사정으로
Don't tell me they did something to her.
이 노인네 어디 간 거야? 문 다 열어놓고.
Oh.
당뇨입니다. 올해 방치해서 합병증까지 왔어요. 이 정도면 통증이 심했을 텐데 모르셨어요?
치료만 하면 되는 거죠?
최악의 경우엔 수술로 발을 절단해야 될 수도 있습니다.
힘들어가. 이제 고마하고 싶다. 고마하지.
내 돈 가져올게. 내 돈 가져오면 될 거 아니야?
Don't tell me that he is gonna be the one now changing his mind and that's all that it takes for them to get everybody back.
별일 없을 거예요. 형 가끔 그러잖아요. 연락도 잘 안 받고. 제가 형 있는데 알만한 사람 여기저기 전화도 해보고 그래도 연락 안 되면 제가 내일 직접 실종 신고할게요. 형이 안 들어온 지 정확히 얼마나 됐죠?
그게 내가 매일 체크하는 게 아니라 고시원비 내는 날짜가 일주일 전이었거든요. 그때부터는 매일 와봤었는데 들어오지도 않고 전화도 안 받고.
Wait, is this like... Who is this about? Somebody who got killed or...
근데
그냥 미친놈이야. 오늘따라 아주 정신없이 죽겠어 아주.
Oh shit, so he is gonna be realizing that it's legit.
알리. 왜 전화 안 받아요?
전화했어? 몰랐네. 왜? 무슨 일 있어?
사장님, 밀린 월급 주세요.
야, 내가 그거 몇 번 말하냐. 지금 돈이 없어. 너 알다시피 회사 사정.
저 손가락 치료 잘 못 받았어요. 병원비 제대로 못 받았어요.
사장님 돈 주세요.
It's really cool to see all these characters like...
일만 이 개새끼야.
We're all diving into their story now too and seeing what problems they are dealing with.
여기 돈을 따라. 내 돈 줘. 나이 새끼야. 내 돈 줘.
Oh shit, Jesus Christ. Fuck. He's gonna take it and run. Damn, yeah, you will not be able to use that hand anymore for the rest of your life.
다시 다른 브로커를 고용해야 돼. 근데 그게 니도 알겠지만 또 새로 다시 시작해야 되니까니.
얼만데요?
일단 니네 부모 소재 파악부터 다시 해야 되고 요즘 그 국경 경비가 살벌해져서 강 건너주는 비용도 많이 올랐고.
그래서 얼만데?
4천 이상은 있어야.
4천.
중국으로 가는 비용만 그렇고 거기서 다시 남조선으로.
Honestly, hearing this guy talk made me want to do the same thing to him.
전번에도 네 말만 믿고 돈을 보냈어.
아드님이 효자신가 봐요.
서울대 나왔어요. 경영학과.
어머, 서울대 경영학과요? 머리도 좋은데 인물도 좋네. 결혼은 했어요?
아직 안 갔어요.
올해 몇 살인데? 내가 중매 좀 살까요?
아 근데 우리 아들이 눈이 좀 높아.
실례합니다.
Oh my god.
어머니 되십니까?
예, 조상우.
That's the most low-key insult you could
조상우 씨
give.
지금 어디 있습니까?
미국 출장 갔는데요. 왜 그러세요?
경찰입니다. 조상우 씨께서 횡령과 사문서 위조, 특정 경제범죄 가중처벌법 위반 혐의로 체포영장이 발부됐습니다.
에?
아드님하고 연락되시면은 경찰서로 자진 출두하라고 좀 전해주십시오. 계속 도주하시면 나중에 재판에서도
Yeah, that's
불리해집니다.
kind of heartbreaking for. Yeah, about those high standards. What the fuck is he doing? But he actually voted on the game to continue, right? Yeah. Makes sense when you're seeing what trouble he is in.
자네
Is that the old guy? Huh.
영감님 맞지? 456번. 예. 그때 그 무궁화 꽃도 자네보다 내가 먼저.
But what I wonder is if a majority still decides to go back or whatever, that I don't know how you even do that, but is the rest forced to go with them as well?
여기가
Is this yeah, that's the other guy, right? Yeah.
아이 붉은만 되면 꼭 그 개진상 새끼들 막 튀어나오는 거.
돈은
He really looks like he's coming straight out of a Yakuza game.
이거밖에 못 구했어요. 주말 지나고 수금 끝나면 더 드릴게요.
이게 그 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다 하는 곡이 초대장이라고요.
그래. 그놈들이 어제 보낸 거야. 곧 다시 시작할 모양이야. 그러니까 네가 화요일까지 애들을 끌어모을 수 있을 만큼 모아놔. 총도 몇 자루 구해놓고.
총이요?
그놈들 총이 있어. 근데 픽업은 한 놈이 나와. 그 가면 쓴 새끼를 잡아 조져가지고 이 새끼들 금고 있는 대로 쳐들어가는 거야.
There is no way you're gonna be yeah.
개새끼야. 사실이라고 치는 게 아니라 사실이라니까.
죄송합니다.
He really thinks he can just take on an organization like that. It's not happening, dude.
이 새끼들 뒤통수만 제대로 치면 업소에서 꽐라된 년놈들 고장이나 받아주면서 먹고 사는 일 굿바이라고.
독수야.
덕수.
병신. 필리핀 전기빵 하는 애들이 네가 빌린 돈 대신에 네 간, 콩팥, 눈깔로 받아간다고 지금 여기까지 왔잖아.
넌 좆됐어 이 병신 새끼야.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why wouldn't you just have quickly run out? Damn, that's gruesome.
Welcome to Korea. Welcome.
Well, he's not scared, that's for sure. Well, obviously running is your only choice in this case, but
정기훈 씨?
네?
도봉사 황준호입니다. 얼마 전에 신고하러 지구대 오셨죠?
아 저는 그냥 길에 떨어져 있길래 그냥 주워서 넣고 다는 것 뿐이에요.
성기훈 씨.
I wonder why I would lie about that now. I mean, just because he's got bigger issues, but... Huh. He got a new card as well. So what, they were able to like track down every single one of them again? Deja vu, huh? Is that the cop guy? Yep. Oh, he just kept chasing him down, I guess. Ah, right, so he lied to him because he wanted to take back part in the game, because he needed the money for his mom, of course, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was another fantastic episode, honestly. I might have even liked this episode more than the first one. I'm not sure, but... the thing is that the second episode once again did a complete 180 on my expectations, and I did that right at the start, right? Because again, I talked about it in the intro for this video. I kind of expected like, okay, we're into these games now, right? So now it's just going to be all about them being stuck in this place to do all these games, and then we're going to see who wins ultimately, if anybody does, and what comes out of it. But no, that's actually not what happened at all. The game actually, I say game again. The series actually expanded the characters in a real world type of way, just like the first episode did, where we actually delved into their personal situation. Because of course, at the beginning of the episode, they do a vote, and the majority decides to actually quit for now. That's the thing. And that already became very clear to me from the beginning there. They mentioned how, like, okay, as soon as the majority or something decides again to do this or whatever, then we're still going to continue or something, right? That's what they mentioned. That's the one thing that I'm still a little bit unsure about. Like, okay, is everybody going to take part in this now again? Or is it just the people that decide to come back? That's kind of what I'm confused about. I guess it's actually the latter, and that there will actually be some people who decide to quit for good, if that makes sense, right? Like, they were able to be dropped now with this majority vote, and they decided not to come back after they got a card again. But I assume that there's many people who ultimately decided to go back despite the fact that they chose to, say no at first, right? Because that's the thing, and that's kind of what this episode went into. It showed us the problems that a lot of these characters are dealing with, and how the circumstances for some of them have changed now, especially our main character, of course, in a way that he is now deciding to take part nonetheless. Because, of course, the main character, Shang is called, right? Like, that's just what I'll call him. I think that's the correct pronunciation. But, like, you know, obviously he just wants to go back because he thought this whole thing was way too dangerous, and he wants to go back to his mom. But now he finds out his mom has diabetes and she has severe conditions, and she kind of needs a treatment and stuff, right? And they don't have money, and that's because he has always been very irresponsible. And so, you know, this is like his only option, really. That's the reason why he decides to go back in the end. And in the same way, you know, we've been looking at other characters. Of course, there was the Ali guy, right, who had those issues with his kind of workplace. He was clearly like an immigrant of some kind, right? You have that guy who used to go to school with the main character, Shang. you know, and like his whole the problems that he got into with his you know, like kind of the what was it, like futures, right? He mentioned and stocks and this and that, and he was into business and all that stuff. So yeah, you had the criminal guy. I'm not sure what his name is. It's not really hard to see why he is in a lot of trouble. Dealing with the kind of people that he does. The you know, the girl, like again, yeah, the old guy, of course. That I think what I mentioned now were basically all the main characters so far. It's like 6 of them, but they're all interesting and cool. And yeah, man, I really love the way that just the first episode very much focused on just the main character, right? And now this episode kind of really expanded that to like a cast of characters that we're currently dealing with. And all of them, I really like kind of want to know more about their backstory. I want to know more, yeah, you know, kind of their motivations and things that they're dealing with and stuff like that. And it was great, like I said. I'm kind of scrolling through the episode to see if there's still anything that I want to touch on. Yeah, I love the whole police storyline as well, where it was hilarious how I was able to actually kind of guess it. Like, oh, wait, I mean, now that they got dropped off, wouldn't somebody go to the police and try and get the government to investigate into it or something, right? And then lo and behold, that's the very first thing that happens. We actually see Sean go to the police station. Yeah, and then I immediately figured like, okay, they're just gonna be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? This sounds absolutely ludicrous. I love the acting of those police guys as well. Of course, now we see that there's kind of a different guy at the police whose own brother went missing. I presume that's because he actually got killed in the first game, red light, green light. Or green light, red light. I'm not sure which way around it was. But yeah, he has a personal motivation now to really do the investigation rather than the kind of other police people, obviously, that are just looking at it from a distance and don't know what they're dealing with, and so they won't bother. So that's great to see. I wonder where that goes. The ending obviously kind of teased that, like, okay, the girl somehow managed to not be put to sleep. I'm not sure how she managed to do that or whatever. But what does that mean? I mean, that means that she can, I guess, sort of like figure what place they are going to, so she can figure out the location of where the games are being held and where this organization is. That's also the one thing that I can't really figure, right? Like, okay, where were they actually at before? Could it have been really like a super long distance kind of far away, or was it somewhere relatively close? I'm not sure. I don't know if it really matters either. But once again, overall, all that I can really say is like another awesome episode. And that's, to me, the most surprising thing about this show is that I really thought that, like, okay, Squid Game is a hype because of the games, right? And again, I'm sure that the games that they are playing are still going to be a big part of it, because there's going to be 6 in total across these 9 episodes, I presume. But in the end, what makes it so awesome right now is the character development. And it is fleshing out or seeing the stories of all these characters fleshed out and seeing how fascinating the stories are for all of them. And yeah, that's what I'm super excited to delve into more in the coming episodes as well. So really, really awesome episode, like I said, and I can't wait to see where episode 3 will be taking us. So with that being said, really hope you enjoyed my reaction and review for episode 2. Of course, if you like these reactions and you already want to see the next 3, episode 3, 4, and 5, you can do so on my Patreon, which will be linked on top of the description. You can also get full-length reactions there if you want to watch my reactions to the entire episodes. Watch it along with me. You can do so there. And then for now, once again, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to welcoming you back in the next episode.